Yesterday I did my book review on Fourth Wing. Today I'm going to be doing my book review of Iron Flame. So first, to start off, I gave it most likely 4 stars. It's still a pretty solid book in my opinion, but in comparison to Fourth Wing, I don't think it lived up to how that one was written in my personal opinion. Though I do disagree with a lot of people. I know that in Iron Flame, Violet's POV and her inner dialogue has gotten a lot of hate. I truly don't believe that her inner dialogue was that bad. Like, people are saying that, oh, she's like a teenager, but people forget that she's just 21 years old. And a lot of it is very logical, like her thought process through things. Like, she's still very emotional. She had lost her father, thought she had lost her brother, ended up getting tortured, and all that stuff. So also, by the way, there's going to be spoilers in this. I might have given a little spoiler. Whoopsie. Sorry, guys. Before you get any more spoilers, hop off and come back. But so, there's like a lot of inner stuff going on with her, so I think that a lot of it's a little more acceptable. My only issue that I had was I felt that the author kind of backtracked a lot of the progress that she had made in Fourth Wing, like with her confidence and stuff like that. Like, I understand, like, her emotional turmoil, especially after losing Liam, and kind of blaming herself for that. Like, I do understand that, and feeling frustrated with herself, and having, like, self-doubt. But I felt like she still became a lot more confident as a writer in the first book, and I felt like a lot of it was just completely swept underneath the rug, and, like, she had to redo all that progress all over again. Also, she was very jealous in this book, and I just didn't really feel like that fit her character too much. Like, I also know it's because that character is able to heighten emotions, but even then, like, I didn't think that she was that jealous of a person in reality. So I just didn't feel like that fit too much. But in the main scheme of things, I felt like it was finally able to get back on progress and stuff like that. There's a lot of different elements that happened throughout the story. Like, there's a lot of different parts with them going back to school, then going off and starting their own rebellion, like taking a bunch of the riders and stuff like that, and then like the final battle that happened there at the end of the book, at least the final battle for now. And there's a lot of twists with that, with like the mom finally coming clean with Mira and stuff like that, and so Mira finally was in on everything, and she chose to be with her sister Violet. But I think that's like my main things about just Violet's character in general. I felt like the twists in this one were a lot better than the first one. In Fourth Wing, I predicted a lot of it, I will admit. And that's like one thing that kind of took me out of it, because everyone talked about how good the twists were, but I kind of predicted every twist. In this one, like, I thought it was really fun. I think it's Adarna is the one dragon. But because we haven't like gotten too much information about her, and I have heard that most likely in the next book in Onyx Storm we're going to get more about her. But, like, the twist that she is the 7th type of dragon, I thought that was really interesting. That was a really good twist in my mind. And I didn't really see it coming. And so I really enjoyed that. And then, of course, the big twist at the end where Xaden became one of the bad guys. But I'll be getting into that a little bit, like, about Xaden's character, because I ended up really hating him in this book. I know a lot of people have given Violet hate. I ended up despising his character. In Fourth Wing, he was fine. Like, he was a little basic, in my opinion. Like, I know some people really like brooding men in books, and I do like them. But I just felt like he was, like, the most basic form of what it is. Like, there wasn't much growth to it. Like, he was just brooding, secretive man, and he never got out of that. Then there's also, like, the issue of, like, the secrets, where Violet was like, this is what I need to be able to trust you again and rebuild this, because I still love you, but the issue is that I don't trust you anymore. And his response was, we're always going to have secrets and stuff, which is true. Like, people still have secrets and stuff like that. But it was his description that, like, he wanted her to be able to ask him questions constantly. Like, he's not going to be forthcoming with anything. She had to ask the right questions, and she couldn't be afraid to ask the right questions. And to be frank, I thought that was complete and utter bullshit. Like, that's not how a relationship works. There's honesty within the relationship. Except when she had secrets and, like, she, like, you know, hid them because she was working on her own stuff to the side while, like, she was still back at the school. And like when he found out, like she like brought him into the fold, like when she needed to, and he got all upset that she was keeping these secrets from him. But it's also like, dude, you can't like be like, oh well, I need you to ask me, but I'm not gonna ask you. Like you have to just tell me, because it just doesn't work in my mind. And it was just like a constant thing throughout the entire book, where to the point where they finally had their big confrontation, and he wanted them to wrestle it out on a mat. Stupid. Like, I loved the book. I thought it was really interesting. Dumb choice. Like, I'm sorry to the author. I really enjoy your books, but I don't know. It really frustrated me having that confrontation where, like, she was just frustrated. She just wanted to talk. And he just wanted them to, like, beat each other up to be able to get out all their frustrations. But that's not how it works. You need to have a sit-down, grown-up conversation, be able to have these things, and I just felt like it wasn't happening. Yeah, maybe I need to make a second video just ranting about how much I ended up hating his character in the second book, where, like, I know that the author has said that, like, they're endgame, but can they not? Can they not be endgame, please? Could we somehow bring Liam back to life? And, like, Liam could be our new? Like, no. Like, his character kind of, like, ruined it for me. And all of the spice that's in the books, like, it's fine spice. Like, some of it's, you know, it's well written. But maybe it's because I don't like his character so much, I'm just kind of like, can we not have any spice? Like, I don't really care about them doing anything together. And most of the time, like, they're not really talking about, like, their true love and affection for each other. It's just them, like, hooking up. Which I felt like it really shifted, because in, like, the first book, like, they talked, like, a lot about, like, their emotions and stuff. Violet was like, hey, like, I cannot, like, separate us having sex and us, you know, being in a relationship. Like, I need to be in a relationship, and she was very honest and forward and stuff like that. But he's never really been that honest of a person throughout everything. And then, of course, with the big ending where he becomes Venom, however you pronounce it, he, like, almost, in my opinion, kind of, like, blamed her for his decision, because he was like, oh, she's dying and all that stuff, and she's going to sacrifice her life for me, so I'm going to sacrifice this. Like, basically his soul, everything that they're fighting against, and kind of, like, just blamed her for his decision, being like, well, it's for her because she chose me. And, of course, his dragon's like, I chose you, you probably shouldn't do this. And basically, it basically ruined him, in my opinion. I felt this entire book basically made his character worse and worse. And, like, I thought Violet's character was actually fine throughout it, in my personal opinion. My big thing is I would like her to now be with Liam. Like, I would be fine if Xaden died. I know that's a hot take. I would be fine with it. If she went off on her own just with her 2 dragons, I would also be happy with that. Yeah, so those are my hot takes. I'll probably do, like, a second video just about my theories for Onyx Storm. But thank you all for listening. I would love to hear your hot takes, what your opinions are. I know not everyone will agree with my opinion on this, but it's still fun and interesting, and I would still recommend reading the book. I still thought it was very well written. It's just, from my opinion, on, like, the very interesting and intricate characters, in my personal opinion. Yeah. So, happy reading, everybody, and I can't wait for the launch of Onyx Storm.